Welcome to this month's Minute with Victor, where Dr. Cotton answers your questions.
This month's question comes from a physician who writes, I recently heard a speaker who recommended apologizing to patients who suffer bad outcomes. He said there's data showing that this reduces the risk of being sued and described several situations where it had been successful. What do you recommend? Let me begin by saying that I'm a big believer in the principles of science, and I think that the practice of medicine, the interaction between doctor and patient, is ultimately a scientific endeavor. Now, some people don't agree with me on that, and they probably answer this question differently, but my bias is to approach it scientifically. And the scientific approach says that when something new comes along, we don't just try it on patients and see what happens. No, we conduct studies, analyze data, and do our best to ensure that we first do no harm. Now, this speaker said that there's data showing that apologizing reduces the risk of being sued. Okay, did he actually show you this data, describe the methodology, and share his statistical analysis? Or did he just say that there's data and expect you to accept it? You see, this is where we make a mistake. Because this is a legal issue, we're not sure whether scientific principles apply. People take advantage of that uncertainty, and this is what we get. Speakers who say that the data shows, but who never show the data, who offer anecdotes instead of analysis, and tell stories rather than quote studies. None of this is acceptable. I authored a paper on apologizing. The paper was published and it's available here on our website. And what the data actually shows is that apologizing will probably increase your risk of being sued, along with causing numerous other problems. Unfortunately, a large number of people have been able to overcome this data by simply misquoting it. That approach isn't scientifically valid, but it does seem to get a lot of use here in the medical legal field. To answer your question, what I recommend is that you approach this issue as a scientist, examine the data, and then make a decision that best balances the risks and benefits. This is a patient care issue, and that's how we practice medicine. Thanks again for listening.